Segundo día de ETM Day y estamos muy felices porque hoy vamos a tener nuestra primera charla de un invitado internacional. Él es Viren Gosse, está aquí junto a mí en el escenario y todo indica que seguiremos teniendo a Viren Gosse en Chile, ojalá próximamente. Viren Gosse trabaja en el mundo de la animación y la industria audiovisual en la India hace más de 30, 40 años, según lo que nos ha ido contando ahora en una conversación, y es parte de la delegación india que trajo ProChile y que en un gesto muy colaborativo, institucional, ProChile lo invitó a que pudiera compartir con el sector tecnocreativo una conversación con los gremios, con VG Chile, con Animachi, con Chile Creativo, que son gremios y instituciones muy importantes del ecosistema nacional artístico. Y ahora Viren nos va a compartir su mirada respecto a la posibilidad de colaboración y cómo también desde la industria de la animación, de los efectos especiales y de las realidades extendidas se puede hacer también un proyecto para que no solo crezca el país, sino que un mercado más internacional. Así que dejo con ustedes a Viren Gosse. Welcome, your home.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning. I can welcome our friends from the animation world to join us if they are free. Yeah. Chile and India. And when two creative civilizations met with my friend from Live Roots Lab, they put a sensor on me and my biorhythms created music. This is what the future is about. It is about doing things that are never been done before, and I have come here to take from Chile. What you don't know is your gold mine.
Estoy muy emocionado de estar acá. Conocí esta charla es para todos. Conocí hoy día a Live Roots Lab, quienes me pusieron un sensor y con mi biométrica lograron hacer música.
I have been meeting my friends from Chilean animation, from the games industry, from the training industry, and I can tell you, some stories begin with a spark, some begin with a collision, but the best ones are the ones that shape the civilization.
He conocido a muchas empresas acá de animación. Algunas empiezan con una chispa, algunas empiezan con un choque, pero las más importantes son las que tienen un impacto en la comunidad.
I have been in Chile for 5 days. And in these 5 days, I have found why we are the same people in our two countries. And the reason is,
he estado en Chile durante 5 días y puedo decir que las personas en India y Chile son iguales, pero puedo decir,
we love poetry.
Amamos la poesía.
We have a deep respect for tradition.
Tenemos un enorme respeto por las tradiciones.
We have an instinct to innovate.
Tenemos instintos de innovación.
And we have an unshakable belief that our work and our stories will change, heal, grow, and make the world better.
Y tenemos una creencia inquebrantable de que nuestras historias podrán hacer el mundo mejor.
Stories of the past used to be told.
Historias del pasado se solían contar.
Stories of the future will be experienced.
Las historias del futuro van a ser vividas.
Movies will look like games.
Las películas se verán como juegos.
Games will look like immersion.
Y los juegos se verán como emoción.
And this is the way that we have to go ahead. So, our story began before we arrived here.
Nuestra historia comenzó antes de que llegáramos acá.
I am told that if I go 4,000 kilometers from north to south of Chile, what will I find?
Me han dicho que puedo viajar 400 kilómetros desde el norte al sur de Chile y ¿qué encontraré?
I will find that this entire country was created by the drama between two snakes.
puedo ver que este país entero fue creado por el drama entre dos serpientes
They made the mountains.
que crearon montañas,
They made sure that the sea is good when we are good,
que se aseguraron de que el mar estuviera bien cuando nosotros estuviéramos
and the
bien,
volcanoes are good when we are good.
y que el volcán lo mismo.
But if we start developing the land and coming into their area,
Y que si empezamos a desarrollar las tierras y meternos en su área,
there is a demon that will make sure
habrá un demonio que se asegurará
that nature will stop us.
que la naturaleza nos detenga.
And that is how stories are made.
Y así es como las historias se crean.
Why is Chile not a number one storytelling country in the world?
¿Por qué Chile es considerado el mejor país que cuenta historias? ¿Por qué no?
Because people in Chile, everyone together, not these people here, but everyone, have not realized the power of storytelling to make a country successful.
Porque las personas en Chile, todas, bueno, sin contarlo a ustedes, todavía no saben el impacto de contar historias.
In New Zealand, the economy is driven by Lord of the Rings.
En Nueva Zelanda la economía está potenciada por El Señor de los Anillos.
The British Film Fund for 10 years funded Harry Potter and James Bond and all the things so that British companies could get a chance to work.
Las empresas británicas entregaron dinero a las productoras de Harry Potter para que pudieran crecer.
My friends who come to Annecy and to all the big markets have seen that Korea, which was not a creative economy, in the last 15 years, Coca has made them one of the top creative economies of Asia.
Las personas con las que he hablado han podido saber de que Corea, que no era un país con potencia de industrias creativas, gracias a Coca se han convertido en una de las mayores.
This is the chance for us.
Esta es nuestra oportunidad.
Which jungle was this lion photographed in? Quiz question.
¿En qué jungla fue fotografiado este león? Es una pregunta abierta.
Answer. Africa. You see, this was created in my studio.
Esto fue creado en mi estudio.
We had to create the tool to make the fur so it blows in the wind.
Tuvimos que crear la herramienta que hacía que el pelo se moviera en el viento.
Anybody seen Lion King?
¿Alguien ha visto el Lion King?
Nothing in the entire movie is real.
Nada en esa película es real.
And that is the opportunity for Chile.
Y esa es la oportunidad para Chile.
I know that there are people who have mapped and photographed 4,000 kilometers, but it is not movie quality. It cannot go 4K, 6K, 10K, 18K and make a story for you.
Han fotografiado Chile en todos los kilómetros, pero no tiene la calidad de estas películas.
So I think, like we have now made a big business of taking Indian mythology, Indian myths to the world.
Nosotros hemos creado un negocio en el que tomamos los mitos indios y los proyectamos al mundo.
We need to make sure that the destiny of the creative industry in Chile is taken from their myths and their own stories and made into a world-class digital franchise.
Tenemos que asegurarnos de que las historias y mitos de Chile puedan convertirse en franquicias enormes.
So, stories are told where you take live action and you take animation and you make those worlds come together. This is the movie that we made for Del Toro called Pinocchio. We made 2 movies in that year. The Disney movie, the old classic Pinocchio, and the Del Toro version, because if you have a Mexican director, Pinocchio is going to be cool and edgy, and the computer games guys will see that one and not the other one, right? So I think that's what you want to do. You want to make stories that are today experiential and people feel immersed by it, right? So I'm here to make sure that we create some partnerships. I have discussed with Pro Chile yesterday when the president, your president, current president, I don't know who will be there in April, but your current president was in Bangalore, and we talked about the fact that the creative industries can be bigger, and I want to see with the help of all of you here, that the CEPA, which is the treaty between India and Chile, should include the creative industries. So I would like for the Chilean Animation Association, the Games Association, for Critic, for all of you to come together, the Film Commission, and make sure that we have a last chance now to make Chile put in their document how we can have the free trade agreement which includes the creative technology sector.
Estoy aquí para hacer negocios. Con todos ustedes estuve con ProChile, también estuve con el presidente el año pasado y él está muy motivado porque salga este acuerdo CEPA para poder potenciar todo este tema de animación.
Perfect. My wife and I went and saw some museums. We saw museums in Valparaiso and we have seen some museums here. And I can tell you one thing. I took many, many pictures. And when we made Jungle Book, which won the Oscar, we have so far won 4 Oscars for visual effects. We went with Disney. We went because Jungle Book is a story set in India. We went to jungles in different seasons, 4 different seasons, took 10,000 photographs and just put them around us for inspiration. You have all the inspiration for your stories with you. Fantastic art, fantastic thing from the indigenous people of the past, from the Europeans that came here. You have all of the art. Your storyboards, your references are all available in Chile. I don't think any of you have taken photographs as much as I have taken to see how your art can inspire your stories.
Mi esposa y yo fuimos a muchos museos y tomamos muchas fotografías. Cuando hicieron el libro de la selva, que se ambienta en India, tomaron muchas fotos, las que pusieron alrededor de ellos para poder inspirarse.
So I have come here to put my hand out and find out who will shake it.
Así que he venido para acá para extender mi mano y ver quién la sacudirá.
So, my new friend is going to work with me and all of you to make sure that our mythic origin and our land, which is a destiny, is going to tell the stories that are going to make us bigger, bolder, better than anybody in the world.
Así que aquí con mis amigos nos aseguraremos de que nuestra arte, que tiene origen mítico y de tierras, se vuelvan cada vez más grandes y más importantes.
How do you say Mapuche? Is the tribe Mapuche?
Yes.
So imagine a Mapuche warrior is retelling a story in a great animated series.
Imagínense que un guerrero mapuche está recontando sus historias en una ciudad.
Co-produced in Santiago and Bangalore, India.
Coproducida en Santiago y en Bangalore, en India.
Distributed from Los Angeles.
Distribuida desde Los Ángeles.
And watched from Tokyo to Toronto.
Y vista desde Tokio hasta Toronto.
Simple, huh? How much money are you putting? 50. 50 is good. $50,000, done. So, if you see this, this is a world 7 million years ago.
Este es un mundo de hace 7 millones de años.
7 million years ago, we made for BBC, we made Prehistoric Planet.
Para BBC hicimos el mundo prehistórico.
Chile is younger than 7 million years.
Chile es más joven que esos 7 millones de años.
So why can't we make something that tells the story of Chile?
Entonces, ¿por qué no podríamos hacer algo que cuente la historia de Chile?
Is it good? All made in our studio, right from art and design to animation to creature. We are very strong with creatures, which is why I want to make those 2 snakes.
Lo hicimos todo en nuestro estudio, desde la animación, la creatividad, todo. Y por eso quiero hacer esas 2 serpientes.
Correct. Here you are. Which one is this?
¿Cuál es este?
Kai. In any movie with Marvel or DC, the bad guy sometimes is liked more than the good guy. That's why I put this picture for you. But I knew you'll see it. Okay. So, These are some of the movies that we made in the last 15 years in our studio. We started with 300 people in India. And at that time, we were not in the top 20 in the world. And then over 4.5, 5 years, we went out of Technicolor's 12,000 people globally. We were 7,300 people in India. I was talking earlier that India is your trampoline, like in a circus. Oh, so.
Bueno, estas son algunas de las películas que hemos hecho. Comenzamos con 200 personas. Luego de 4 años fuimos...
Anyone seen Top Gun Maverick? How many of you saw Top Gun Maverick? So all the visual effects were done by us, right? No mountains, no real thing. Yeah, and even his face.
Hasta su cara.
He doesn't look like that.
Él no se ve así.
If any of you want to look younger,
Si cualquiera de ustedes se quiere ver más joven,
we will make Chile look younger, we will make you look younger,
haremos que Chile y que ustedes se vean más jóvenes.
and we charge you less than we charge Tom Cruise.
Y les vamos a cobrar menos de lo que le cobramos a Tom Cruise.
So we did Harry Potter's, we did Pirates of the Caribbean, we've done work for Guardians of the Galaxy, all these movies, and the news is we are very successful. We are very successful because I don't know how to do animation.
Hemos hecho todas estas películas y somos exitosos, incluso aunque yo no sé hacer estas películas.
So we have the best people doing this, and we would like to work together with you here to make sure that we make something big together. A lot of our experience comes from making short film.
Mucha de nuestra experiencia viene de hacer cortometrajes.
We make between 500 to 700 ad films every year
Hacemos entre 500 y 700 de estas películas al año
in one company.
en una sola compañía.
The company has had some financial problem now, but we still did this for 15 to 16 years.
Esta empresa ha tenido algunos problemas financieros, pero han seguido haciendo esto durante 15 años.
So I came here to Chile to take money from all of you. So we solve
Así
our
que vine a
problem.
Chile a tomar su dinero.
Okay. Animation. For 15 years, we made maybe 600, 700 episodes.
En los 16 años hemos hecho alrededor de 500 episodios,
But we had only 3 clients.
pero teníamos solo 3 clientes.
Disney.
Disney,
Oh, Disney. Huh? Nickelodeon
Nickelodeon,
and DreamWorks. We never had a fourth
DreamWorks.
client. And we made all of these different... Kung Fu Panda. Anyone like Kung Fu Panda?
¿A alguien le gusta Kung Fu Panda?
Okay. Madagascar. King Julian with the Indian accent.
King Julian con el acento indio.
Okay, so it's lots of fun. We did, and in animation, there is no work done outside our studio. It is only done, all these projects, only in Bangalore, only by our team.
En la animación, toda la animación se hace en Bangalore con su equipo.
So in Hollywood, they send us the story,
De Hollywood nos envían la historia,
they send us the design
el
of the
diseño
character,
de los personajes
they send us the voices,
y nos envían las voces.
and they do the music and post-production in America.
La postproducción y la música son hechas en América,
And animation is all done by us.
pero la animación toda la hacemos
And we would
nosotros.
like to bring all this learning and experience to work with you.
Y nos gustaría traer todo este aprendizaje para trabajar con ustedes.
Computer games. Have you played Call of Duty? Have you played Grand Theft Auto? Hitman? Red Dead Redemption, not here, but we did that game now. We are the next Grand Theft Auto also. This was Grand Theft Auto 5. Sorry, that was 5, now is 6. But we started with Rockstar when it was 5.
Comenzamos con Rockstar cuando era el 5.
And we first started with 20 people in art
Comenzamos con 20 personas en arte
and 20 people in assets modeling.
y y 20 personas en el tema financiero.
In 3 years,
En 3 años
we reached 450 people.
alcanzamos las 450 personas
And they bought the studio and they set up their own studio next to us in Bangalore.
y compraron el estudio y crearon uno al lado en Bangalore.
But 20% of our work
Pero el 20% de nuestro trabajo
still comes from them to us.
todavía viene de ellos para
That's a
nosotros.
partnership.
Y eso es
When
una
I say
colaboración.
trampoline, it means that you start with 20 or 40 people, you reach many hundred people. In Chile, you will go from 10 people to 100 people, or 150 people, or 200 people. But you're multiplying your opportunity by using India as the trampoline.
Cuando hablo de un trampolín me refiero a eso, de pasar de 20 personas a cientos. En Chile se puede hacer lo mismo. Chile puede usar India como el trampolín para pasar de 20 a cientos de personas.
There is money to be taken in Chile from many different sectors.
Se puede conseguir dinero de muchos sectores en Chile.
I was thinking that we can use XR for tourism.
Creo que podemos...
XR is a big opportunity for tourism. You can have like a stargazing dome where you feel you're in the Atacama Desert, for example, right? If you create those experiences can be in a big location in Santiago, but can also go in VR headsets when you do exhibitions. So when Chilean animation goes to France to Annecy, there can be one corner where people are just putting on those glasses and thinking of the stories they can work with, and so on. So there are many different people to be approached. In India, the tourism people spend a lot of time and money, doing all of this stuff. Okay, I'll move on. Will you tell me when it's 5 minutes left? Okay. So I need to talk about talent because I have some friends here who are working with the curriculums of the future. Yeah. You have 5 minutes left. Okay. I have presentation for 2 hours, so I can stop when you tell me. The big idea for us is to make sure that while we start collaborating and you use India as the trampoline, we also, yeah.
La gran idea de nosotros es poder colaborar y que usen a India como el trampolín.
We also make sure that people in the projects move from India to Chile and Chile to India.
Y asegurarnos que las personas en los proyectos se muevan desde India a Chile y de Chile a India.
So that the head of modeling can work with the asset team, the head of animation can work with the animation team, and so on.
Y así que puedan trabajar los departamentos de animación con los departamentos de animación de allá y así sucesivamente.
This is how we learned.
Así es como nosotros aprendimos.
16, 17 years ago, the head of character animation for Shrek and for How to Train Your Dragons came from DreamWorks and spent 6 months to 1 year in India. And then after that, we created our own head.
Hace 16 años así lo hicimos. La persona a cargo de los personajes en Shrek fue hacia aprender 6 meses desde DreamWorks con nosotros y así fue como lo hicimos.
So today, I have not seen all the people here, but our industry should not be thought of as film or television or games. Our industry is going to create technology, has always created technology before all other industries, whether it is drones or robots or anything, because every industry in the whole of ETM, every industry requires imagery and simulation. You cannot productize anything unless he's used imagery and simulation. Everyone uses imagery and simulation. And animation and visual effects and games teach you the best of what is imagery and simulation.
No he podido conocer a todas las empresas que están acá, pero algo que destaca es que todas utilizan la imaginación y simulación.
There are 8 universities in Chile.
Hay 8 universidades en Chile
that are teaching animation.
Que enseñan animación.
Am I right? Correct. And growing. Whatever they are teaching today,
lo que enseñan hoy día
will not be applicable after 2 years.
No va a poder aplicarse luego de 2 años.
Anywhere in the world.
En todo el mundo sucede eso.
Which is why I have taken 100 people from my previous company.
Por eso he tomado a 100 personas de mi empresa anterior.
And I'm doing something that nobody likes to talk about.
Y estoy haciendo algo de lo que nadie le gusta hablar.
Machine learning.
Aprendiendo de las máquinas.
Artificial intelligence.
inteligencia artificial.
You see, when I say AI, even the Air Force is coming.
Cuando digo inteligencia artificial, hasta el avión llega.
And what will happen is that you will still need for people to be better than AI.
Lo que van a necesitar es que las personas sigan siendo mejores que la inteligencia artificial.
So when you create a sequence with AI,
Entonces, cuando crean una secuencia con inteligencia
you will say
artificial,
it's only 20% or 40% or 60%, and you have to finish the rest in the same way as before, as of today.
generalmente se crea en un 20, 60 o 40% y luego se tiene que terminar manualmente como se hacía antes.
Same jungle.
Es la misma jungla que antes.
I mentioned tourism already. I will not stop here for long. So, I have had conversations yesterday with ProChile,
Tuve ayer conversaciones con ProChile
with a lot of other people, and with my new friend who was my handshake future.
y con mi nueva amiga que es quien me sacudió la mano.
And we have discussed the following.
Y hablamos de lo siguiente.
We are going to create
Vamos a crear
a India-Chile lab.
un laboratorio India-Chile.
The India-Chile lab
Este laboratorio
will start with a pilot project
va a comenzar con un proyecto piloto
in 2025
el 2025
with the blessing of the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, who is here now,
con la bendición del jefe de la Cámara de Comercio
and on whose behalf I've already committed some money.
y quien
That makes two of us. He told me yesterday, he wanted
Ayer
to
me
wake me
dijo-
up. He says, I don't like people from India. I don't like anything there. He's pulling my leg, and so we had this good conversation. Yeah. But can I finish my laboratory story? So this laboratory will identify 10 developers from Chile.
Este laboratorio va a reunir a 10 desarrolladores de Chile.
They will be diverse people,
Van a ser personas muy diversas,
XR designers,
diseñadores,
animation storytellers,
los que cuentan historias con la
game
animación,
developers,
desarrolladores de videojuegos,
AI-driven creators.
los que crean con inteligencia
We'll
artificial
bring them for 3 months to India.
y los llevaremos durante 3 meses a India.
We'll send 10 people from India in this field to Chile,
Y mandaremos a 10 personas de India de esta área a Chile.
twice in 1 year.
Vamos a hacerlo 2 veces al año.
And by ETM day next year,
Y para el próximo ETM
we will show the innovation that they have created.
vamos a mostrar la innovación que hayan creado.
And where will the headquarter be?
¿Y dónde va a estar esta central?
The headquarter will be in the cloud,
Va a estar en el cielo.
so that he cannot make fun of me in public.
Así que él no se podrá burlar de mí.
But you're one of the nicest people I have met since I came, because you're always smiling and encouraging other people. Yeah. Work that's fun gets done.
El trabajo que es divertido se hace.
In my last few minutes, of course, this exchange is also going to create the curriculum of the future skills. We have got a large grant from the government of India.
Este encuentro está creando un currículum para el futuro. También hemos recibido
And we have centers of excellence in Mumbai and Bangalore.
y tenemos excelencia en Mumbai y Bangalore.
They have given us a small budget of $35 million.
Nos dieron un pequeño presupuesto de $35 millones.
And the dangerous thing
Y la cosa peligrosa
is I'm a signatory in the bank.
es que yo tengo firma en el banco.
So I'm quickly wanting to put more people to take this responsibility from me.
Entonces estoy tratando de añadir a gente para esta responsabilidad.
Now that we have the Chamber of Commerce here,
Ahora que tenemos la Cámara de Comercio,
his role is to get $35 million from the Chilean government.
su rol va a ser recibir $35 millones del gobierno chileno
And still make me the signatory.
y que él siga siendo la firma.
Okay. So, in conclusion, we want to do a few things.
En conclusión, queremos hacer un par de cosas.
We need to make this corridor official.
Necesitamos hacer esta conexión oficial.
We need to get this into SEPA.
Necesitamos meter esto en CEPA.
We need to conclude the audio-visual co-production treaty between Chile and India.
Necesitamos concretar este tratado de audio cooperación.
Yes. We need to make sure that we can have partnerships between studios to start small, creating pilots, creating projects.
Necesitamos generar conexión entre los estudios de animación para poder empezar a crear proyectos.
We need to teach the venture capital people
Necesitamos enseñarle a las personas de capital
how to spell VFX,
cómo deletrear VFX,
how to spell animation.
cómo deletrear animación también.
VFX is difficult.
Sí.
It's 3 letters. Okay. So I believe that why I'm excited
Creo que porque estoy emocionado
is because we need to create a new connect between our countries.
es porque tenemos que crear una nueva conexión entre nuestros países.
I call it the imagination diplomacy.
Yo lo llamo la diplomacia de imaginación.
And I wanted to end by saying that
Y quiero terminar diciendo que
it is not about the India-Chile partnership.
no se trata de la cooperación de India y Chile.
It is about being co-creators of the future of all industry.
Trata de ser llamados los creadores del futuro de la industria.
I have many other slides for which you have to invite me next year.
Tengo muchas diapositivas restantes por lo que me tienen que invitar el próximo año.
I will now take questions if there are any questions.
Va a tomar preguntas por si el público tiene
The
preguntas.
first question is free.
La primera pregunta es gratis.
Aquí, así. Sí, se escucha. Thank you, Byron, for your presentation. We have like a big, huge agenda together. As,
Like me.
As countries, yes, and as your spirit, as countries, as friends. And maybe the first question, and then I will open the mic. Can we get deeper in the idea of the new skills? You actually say something about artificial intelligence and the computer learning, etc. Can you tell us a little bit more? How do you think we should start preparing ourselves, like the creative sector, to work in that?
It's a
the
great
skills?
question. It's a great question. The people in this room who produce animation, visual effects, especially in the computer graphics driven thing, there are about 30 skill sets, 30.
Las personas, bueno, no sé si la pregunta.
There are 30 skill sets in every frame.
Hay
that you see.
hay por lo menos 30 tipos de habilidades que se ven en uno de los marcos de imagen.
This is the Little Mermaid inside the water, by the way. Yeah. Done in us too. So in this 10 skills as of today, rotoscopy, some of the things that we do, there is some AI in these 10 out of 30 skills.
En estas, por ejemplo, hay 10 habilidades que se usan y de esas algunas son inteligencia artificial.
In 10 of the skills, there is no AI as of today.
Pero en 10 no hay nada de inteligencia artificial.
And in other 10, there is some AI and ML, but it is not enough for a big screen fidelity, quality.
Y en otras 10 tipos de habilidades hay un poco de inteligencia artificial, pero no es suficiente para proyectarlo en la pantalla grande.
So the new education is to make sure that we train the aesthetic, we train the eye and the mind to be able to judge technology.
Okay.
As technology advances, we have to advance more so that we can leverage and use it as an assist.
Perfect.
Entonces, el nuevo desafío es poder entrenar al ojo y entrenar a la mente para juzgar esta inteligencia artificial.
La estética.
La estética de la inteligencia artificial.
In pre-production and development, like an early development, story, idea, color, script, so many things, you can use a lot of AI.
En los primeros pasos de la animación, uno sí puede usar bastante inteligencia artificial.
But when you start the production,
Pero cuando comienzan la producción,
this year, next year, and year after next, in my view, AI will be an assist.
durante los próximos 3 años, la inteligencia artificial va a ser un apoyo.
This revision of curriculum and skills development has to come into our training method.
Esto es importante para el desarrollo de habilidades que vienen llegando.
I hope that was a
AI
good
is not
answer.
like vertical, but it's like horizontal to the whole pipeline of work.
And it
isn't
changes every morning when you have breakfast.
Yes.
Y cada mañana cuando uno toma desayuno está cambiando.
So maybe that's the opportunity, as you said, of the telling good stories, rather than working
Aesthetic.
only in the technique, isn't it?
Yes.
So we have good stories here in Chile, and we have stories worldwide. What would be like your special vision about storytelling, considering there's so much information and so many stories, and the technologies have worked a lot in the democratization of the producing new contents. So in that world full of stories, how can we make the difference?
While I have been speaking here,
Mientras he estado hablando acá,
50% of the people
50% de las personas
have heard some and then they're also on their phone.
han escuchado, pero también han estado en sus celulares.
So there is only one filter for
Entonces-
what is going to be a great story.
Entonces hay un solo filtro para lo que sería una gran historia.
It has to have maximum curiosity.
Tiene que tener máxima
Curiosidad.
Curiosidad.
Generar curiosidad.
And even if you take an old story,
Incluso si tomas una historia vieja,
the story does not change.
la historia no cambia.
The packaging changes.
El embalaje es lo que cambia.
So the technology that you are talking about is packaging.
Entonces la tecnología de la que ustedes hablan es ese empaque.
When we started working on those animation series, it was half K, then 1K, then 2K, then 4K, then stereo, all in 10 years. So the story was the same. My previous company, Technicolor, right, which is why we have this image of me and not black and white. But my previous company, what we did was that we had to make sure that we did Robin Hood in 1932 before I was born. Then we did it in 1965. Then in, I think, with Russell Crowe about 10 years
The
ago.
same story, but with new technologies.
New technology. It is how you mount it with the new technology. And it has to be experiential and it has to have a maximum curiosity. Top Gun Maverick, old movie, new movie. Pinocchio, old movie, new movie. It's the same story.
But the experience
But the
changes.
experience and the packaging changes.
Sorry, just in order to respect the time.
lady here.
Sí. Would you like the mic? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, thank you for all of this information. Just a question. You said this partnership is just decided right now, but would it be interesting to send students, actually, not professionals? Because I'm just asking because one of my daughters is studying this. She wants to become a Hollywood filmmaker, and she has 2 more years to go. And then you said in 2 more years, whatever she's learning will be already obsolete, which I know, we all know. So is that the focus of the program, like sending students over there to learn whatever's coming? Because this is changing.
I don't know about Hollywood, but if your daughter has the same intensity that I can see in you,
She has.
she doesn't need to be anywhere. She can do it from anywhere that she is. I have 2 daughters, and I have my home producer in the audience.
The real boss, huh?
But the answer to your question is, we talked about this a little bit, that as a result of the lab that we create, we should create the skills fellowship.
Okay.
Because today you need a little bit of one-to-one, but a lot of work can happen remotely. But the one-to-one is really important. And that can also happen through an exchange. But I think if we take the first steps to create the corridor, two-way, that would be really good. As of now, if you want to send your daughter somewhere to study, send her to India.
I know. Thank you so much.
Hollywood is Hollywood. I mean, it's nice, but sometimes it has fires and sometimes it has earthquakes. So she will feel at home there, but she will learn more in India.
I think everyone understands. It's okay?
It's okay,
So we
she-
can
yeah.
make the
No,
conversation
please.
faster? It's fine? Okay, thank you. Really? Yeah, Hugo.
I had a feeling.
Okay, hi, Brian.
Hi.
We met a couple of days ago in the city of Villa del Mar.
Yes.
I presented a new project for the city, and I just wanted to ask you about. We have spoken a little bit about the narrative and
Yes.
how you can transform the narrative of a city
Yes.
that already has a lot in terms of entertainment. We have the Quinta Vergara and the Viña del Mar Festival.
Yeah.
So how could we orient that identity to the future thanks to a new narrative that respects, the origins of the city, but projects the city to a new level?
So I think one of the big things that can happen with the gamification of content is that if you ask the government to give you money because you want to make a film for fun, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you say that I want to create gamification and create a way by which we can work to train people as to how to act in a tsunami. I can train people by a story about what you do. Make it experiential, not like a lecture. Do that for, volcanic areas. Do that for safety. Do that for different projects. We have been working with making projects for UNICEF, where we create, films that are anthems and things like that. And you need to also, this is what I meant by talk to different government agencies for different things that can all make animation and visual effects a part of your daily life. You don't have to only do it to make a big TV series or a movie. It can start from there because you're still training the ecosystem. They're still developing a story. They're still creating a quality. And they're still learning how to gamify that. And I think one of the things I did see, I don't know which presentation it was, but in my presentation of last few days, I saw all the mapping of the geo mapping, which was fantastic. What will happen? You had different thermal images, etc. It is fantastic for me, but terribly boring for young people. So your question is right. How do you now create a narrative where you create some other story? And the explanation of what you explained to me is only the underlying story. It's not the main story. If you do that, you have a hit success on your hand.
You have to enhance the experience.
Absolutely.
In fact, we have here in our Tecnocreative Pavilion 3 companies, Chilean companies, that work from the creative industries to mining, to construction world, and to the patrimonial area, and also in health. So the transition between creative industries and other sectors, it's a big opportunity, isn't it? Yeah. One last question because of time. Yes? Demik?
Yes. Hi, Viren. Hi again. What would you say is the role of services and own IP regarding the development of a creative industry, and how do they complement each other?
So we had a fantastic discussion. The gentleman here is a leader in the games industry. We've talked to people who are in animation. You see, the thing about scaling, the studios that you have here are fabulous studios. The question is, how do you scale? And then that question is, where does IP come in and where does services come in? Typically, the conventional IP, like if you were creating about a TV series about the two snakes, and you do that in co-production, you will not realize your investment in less than 4 to 7 years. So an investor is not going to be very excited, because once you realize the investment for that investor, if it's a great hit, even if it's a great hit, you now have to make the second series. So you're going to ask for the money again. So unless you look at the long tail, right? But the investor has to be doing this for his children or grandchildren. Then it will become the IP route. And with the kind of capital wanting a quick return today, IP is more difficult from an investment perspective. Therefore, a lot of people, what they do is that you look at services because you are going to deliver a service and get paid. Now, you will never be able to, the kind of people that we worked for, those 3 companies that we did all the animation, they don't want to give us any rights. They only want to give money. So then you develop a service business with people who want to own the rights. So you need to find from the ecosystem who are the people who want to own rights and you do a service, and how do you use any profit you make from that to slowly and steadily invest in your IP is possibly the only way. Although there are 2 very different ways, 2 very different business models. Very few companies have been successful in both. But who knows, maybe it's you.
That was a big lesson. Thank you, Biren, for being here with us. Thank you, ProChile, for helping us to have here Biren Gose. And as we told before, we have a big and huge agenda. We will work on it. I would like to give
Thank
you
you
my
very
hands
much.
officially.
Thank you very much. Thank
Our
you.
compromise on making this true with ProChile, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and whatever we need to make this for
We will do
real,
that
the
for sure.
collaboration in
Yes.
between Chile and India.
I want to say a very big thank you to my translator.
Yes, thank you so much.